It's raw, but it's family friendly with your hosts Charmaine and Michael talking about faith, politics, world events, controversies, anything and everything that comes from our heart, our opinion, and into the atmosphere. It's raw every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on YouTube, Tumblr, and Rumble.
Hello everyone, I am Charmaine Brown.
And I am Michael Clark.
And we are here doing It's Raw!
We are married, by the way.
Oh, yes!
We just got married during COVID, and changing the name was a hassle. So we didn't.
We have been married, don't listen to him, for 22 years. So don't listen to him. It's a small 2 and a big 2, so it's 22. His is a big 2, and I am the small 2. So that's how it's 22. It's Raw. Let's introduce It's Raw. Talk to the people and tell them what It's Raw about.
It's Raw is just a concept we came up with of just talking about anything and everything that comes into our minds. You see on the logo, it says, out of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's a verse from the Bible. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So we're going to talk about things, controversies. We're going to talk about, we might talk about politics, about faith, about world events, things that are going on. We might talk about the Ukraine war. We might talk about Israel. All kinds of things that we're going to talk about. And we're going to give opinions on. And you may not agree with us. That's fine. That's fine. We just want to give our opinion on it.
Don't listen to him. We're not going to do politics. We're not going to do religion. We're not going to do, there's something else that always,
yes, we are.
There's something else that always causes conflict. And conflict, we don't do.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, there's something in my eye. I'm telling you, people. Oh, don't do it.
It's
don't
her
say
finger.
It. Don't
it's
say
her
it.
finger. That's what's in her eye.
You know that verse that says,
the log in your eye.
There's a plank in your eye,
Mm-hmm.
so take it out while there's a mole in yours and your
a speck in yours. Yeah.
So there's not a plank. It's not a speck. It's probably some air gone in. So,
maybe I spit when I was talking and it got in her eye.
We're introducing, we're not talking anything.
Okay.
So we come up with this It's Raw because there are times when we are afraid to talk what is on our minds because we are afraid to offend others. And I cannot do it in a show that that is supposed to be a mental health arena for people. But
well, tell them about what you do.
Yeah.
About your show.
Yeah. But then we cannot do raw things in the Mental Health Horizon show that comes on Impact Gospel Radio, because there are some things that are not mental health conducive. And so we don't want to talk things that will allow people to lose their mind or to think too much or to say this shouldn't be in this show. So It's Raw is what we are going to talk about, and we are going to come with you just raw. Just no swearing words. We won't swear.
No. It's family friendly.
Family friendly. And yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what are we going to talk about tonight?
We're just going to talk about, let's talk about the plank.
The plank?
Yeah.
In your eye?
Yeah. Let's talk about
I thought you said it was only a speck.
Yeah, but other people is thinking it's a plank.
Ah.
So let's show that.
You know, sometimes we judge other people and we can think certain things of them. I'm involved, I'm a pastor, but I'm also involved in the trucking industry. So I do marketplace ministry. Even my boss is a believer, and we both say the same things. He's an ordained minister too. Look at the two of us in the trucking industry, but we do our best to tell as many people as we can about Jesus there. But sometimes you meet people and especially in that industry, and you really misjudge them, and you get turned kind of on your head because you think that they're going to do well. You think that did you spit in that?
No. It has too much ice in it.
Oh, okay.
It has.
You think that they're going to do well, or you think that they're not going to do well, and they just turn you right on your head, and you realize, boy, I really misjudged that person. You know, that's the plank and the spec.
And that can be a really harsh thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can be a really harsh thing. I was telling one of my workers yesterday, Friday, that being in a workplace where I am the only black person in there, and because persons realize that it has been engulfed in us.
And what?
I want to tell you this. That we make up words. We have a dictionary between us. He was the one who started making up words. And so we
What's
have
my favorite made-up word?
I don't remember.
I can't either. You bring it up now. We should have talked about this before the show.
Right.
Anyway,
We'll
go
get
ahead.
to it.
No.
But people normally, because from history days, people say small things that they don't think about. They don't realize the micro racism in the word, in the interaction, in the attitude, in the thought process. And when they say something, they don't realize how it impacts other person's life. And I was saying to one of my coworkers yesterday what it means to be, what it means for somebody to spit at me in a white community, what it means for somebody to want to wash my skin with soap and water for it to turn white before they can interact with me. And she was like surprised. And I said to her, until you're in as a white person, as a Caucasian person, as a European person, whatever that culture is, until you're in the opposite group, then you will realize. And she said to me, she went on a reserve and she was the only white person there, and she knew she didn't belong there. She knew, she felt racist against. And until, so you're asking me, why did I started this? Judgment, the plank in the eye, judgment, judging people with our thoughts, our phrases, our words, our attitude. You don't know what to say to this. Talk to the person like you would normally talk to somebody.
Yeah, and when I deal with it at work, I do safety and training at a trucking company, and you know, we do flatbed, so that's the open deck stuff. So if something's not secured properly on that deck, I mean, that can be life and death for our drivers. So that's where sometimes I just get it wrong. I think somebody just is not getting it, and then you take them out, or somebody else takes them out for a day or two, and they come back and say, oh, this guy knows what he's doing, this girl knows what she's doing. And I would think, wow, I never took them for that. I thought they weren't taking in a thing I was teaching them, but they do. And so, yeah.
Judgment.
Judgment.
Stop the judging. You are judging us right now.
They are. Look at them. Look at them.
You are judging us right now. How did that dark-skinned girl marry to that light-skinned man?
Yeah.
You're judging us right now. You want to know this issue. You want to know the story. You want to know how we get along. You want to know if we quarrel. You want to know if we...
We don't. This is our life. We are laughing constantly. But you know what I've learned? I've learned what racism is because I've seen it. I never knew it was there. I'd never noticed it until I met Charmaine. And now I see it a lot. And it bothers me.
Give them an example, baby.
I don't know an example.
Give them the first time you saw it, if you can remember.
I can't quite remember. Well, I know I'm more sensitive to it now. We have a lot of Indian guys at work, great workers, great guys. And we were dealing with a problem on Friday, and I asked the question, is this about race? Because it just seemed to be those drivers that were having an issue at this place. And so I probably 2 years ago, I wouldn't have asked that question. I may have thought that it might be our drivers causing the problem. But now I'm looking at it in a totally different light because I've seen what Charmaine can deal with at work. And when she'd come home and tell me something, I'd go, well, that's crazy. But yet, I grew up in a town in southern Ontario that I didn't see a black person until I was 16 or 17 years old. So it was all white people all around. We were all pasty white all for my childhood.
Yeah, the first time I came to Winnipeg, I got a job, a contracted job in one of the small community, and I was the only. As a matter of fact, when the person was hiring me, when the person was hiring me, the manager said to me, Charmaine, we are going diverse. I want a diverse community. You're the first black person that we will hire, that we are going to hire, that we are trying to hire. And I hope you don't mind we go in. And I said, no, I was willing to try. I wanted the diversity because I want to sneeze.
Is that a sign of diversity? No.
Because I want to see a diverse world. I want to help in anything that will be diverse, where people can learn about each other culture without judgment. And I said, yes, I jumped to it, but little did I know, but my mother taught me already to have confidence, high self-esteem, look out for biases, look out for discrimination. So that was already embedded in me. Okay? And so I pick the plane, I take the plane, and I travel over, and I was in this small community. I was the only black person in the whole community. When I walk into the supermarket, all head would turn. It was like automatic, like slow motion, all head turning towards, and they're actually staring. It's not like Jamaica people. In Jamaica, you can look at somebody and really look at somebody. In first world country, you're not supposed to stare. It's rude. They said it's rude to stare. But they were all like automatic looking at me, and then people will say to me, like, every once in a while, somebody who they're afraid of my skin, they give me space to go check out. they look at me through the aisles, like I'm in an aisle, and they want to come into the aisle, and they look, and they were like, and there was this person who, oh my God, you're black, like, and I'm like, yeah. Oh my God, like, get somebody else to help me. I was like, well, I'm the only one at work today, so when you're ready to let me help you, call me. It was strange. You felt it. I felt it. But it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. Only thing that bothers me, even when the person said, give me soap and water to wash your skin for it to be white, that didn't bother me. What bothers me was when
Somebody actually said that to you?
Oh, yeah. I told you this.
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah, I said to go get some soap and water so I can wash your skin for it to turn white. And there was a guy who said, I will not take anything from you until your skin turn white. And I stood there and I said, well, you and I are going to be here until eternity because my skin is never going to turn white.
She would say that too.
I did. I said, my skin is not going to turn white. And even after eternity, I'm going to still stand here with this in my hand for you. And he grabbed it from me and said, give it to me. So what I'm saying, you're asking me, why am I saying this? Because you're already thinking it over there. Over there, in the phone. Over.
In the camera.
In the camera. You're already thinking it. So what I'm saying is stop judging. Because even when I was leaving that community, that lady that wanted to wash my skin with soap and water got to know me and loved me and cried when I was leaving. She actually didn't want me to leave. She told me she don't want me to leave. She begged me to stay. But I wanted to leave. It was time to leave. You should know when to leave. Don't stay somewhere that you...
No.
You should know when to leave. When it's time to leave, you will know.
Jump.
Jump.
When it's time to jump, jump.
Leave.
Yeah, take the leap of faith.
Leave. And so, yeah, don't be biased. Don't
And
be biased.
that I've done a number of missions trips too. I've been to Haiti, I've been to Colombia, I've been to Russia, and some of the things that culture is just different. And it's interesting to me, you know, being married to Charmaine, I'm learning about the Jamaican culture, and sometimes we have a good laugh about things.
The loudness.
She's loud. My dad said that. When we met, we went, was it for Christmas? We went for a Christmas when we were dating, right? We got married after that. And so I went there, and my dad was there, and my dad and I are like best friends. So I could tell you some stories. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a story about my dad. They were renting a house. Now, my dad's now in his 80s. He's 87 this year, in November. Or he was turned 87 in November, I guess, because this is March or something, February, somewhere. But anyway, this one time I went to Southern Ontario to see them, and my dad said to me, I need your help with something. I said, okay, what? So we go around to the back of his garage, and it's this wood garage. It's wood planks. And we see these bees going in and out of these holes. So they've made their hive inside the walls of this garage. And so I said, well, what do you think we should do? And my dad said, well, I'm thinking of getting that spray styrofoam spray insulation stuff. And if we come out here tonight, we can fill up the holes so the bees can't go in, and maybe we might kill a few of them, but maybe they'll just leave. Well, okay, so we do it that night. And so anyway, long story short, I'm talking to my dad a little while longer, and I asked him, I said, well, how's the bee situation? And I'm talking to him and my mom kind of on speakerphone, and my mom starts laughing. And I said, what's so funny? She says, tell them. She's talking to my dad. Tell them what happened. So my dad has gone out to the garage, and he had this workbench back there against the wall where the bees were coming in. And he's pulling stuff out from under his workbench. He used it for storage. And he pulls it out, and all of a sudden this thing falls down, this great big round thing falls down and just sits there. And he's looking at it. And he realized, I said, well, how did you get that much styrofoam insulation in? Well, after we went out and sprayed, I found a few more holes. So he said, I emptied about 4 or 5 cans into the wall. And we realized that this big round thing, he'd encased the beehive in styrofoam insulation. Just completely encased the thing.
That's evil.
Probably killed every one of the bees.
Exactly. That's evil.
But it was funny.
It's not
this
funny.
Great big thing, he's got it in the garbage. We're looking at it.
Oh.
If we cut that open, we'd probably find dead bees in there.
It's like a whole colony, though. Baby.
How did we get on
That's
that?
a lot. You're talking about the loudness.
Yes.
Hold on. You were talking about the loudness.
Yeah.
And then now we're talking about a whole colony of bees.
Mm-hmm.
Bees are dead.
Yeah.
One colony is dead.
Well, they were stinging people, so.
Oh, baby.
Anyway, I got my dad alone, and I said, so what do you think of Charmaine? And my dad says, oh, she's really lovely lady, but she's loud.
And let me tell you, so you know how excited we are as Caribbean people. I don't know if all Caribbean people is excited and compassionate, have passion when they talk, do these things. expressive conversation.
If I held her hands, I don't think she could talk.
Expressive conversation.
Oh, she can. Look at that.
And so the thing is, when you're excited about something, we realize that our tone goes up, the volume goes up, and we're expressing ourselves with this excitement, not realizing that people who don't recognize our culture and how we express self see it as different. They see difference. They see threats. They see like, what the heck? They see loudness. They see fear. They see something totally different from what we are experiencing as the expressor. And so he said, oh, she's loud to him, not realizing that he speak loud as well. Michael speak loud as well.
What?
Everybody speak loud as well. Just the other day I said to Michael, do you know you're speaking really loud?
You said, you know, you're yelling.
Exactly. And he was actually having a conversation with me. It wasn't like a conflict or anything. It was excitement, but they don't realize it in themselves until somebody show it to them. But they realize it in other people because other people are interacting with them and they see the difference. But when we show them the difference, then they realize, oh, I do it too. So.
But everybody loves you. My family loves you.
I love them as well.
You do.
I love them as well.
You've got no family in Canada, so now you got a family in Canada.
The thing is, from I was a little girl, I only wanted to go to Canada. Only wanted Canada. In my little mind.
She didn't investigate the weather, though.
In my little mind. In my little mind, I have a vision of Canada in my mind. I didn't want to go to England because of the rain. I didn't want to go to the US because of unsafe. I don't want to say unsafe. Because of the rules and laws and gun that are in school. Because when I was younger, that was when the school shooting occur at
Columbine?
At Columbine.
Yeah.
So for that to happen, and there's no school shooting in Jamaica. So, well, I didn't want to go anywhere else except Canada. And so all the opportunities that came my way to go to England, I said no. To go to US, I said no. To go to the Caribbean, further Caribbean, like Bahamas, whatever. I said no, it's Canada. And they were like, don't go to Canada, Charmaine. You're not going to like it. You're going to be sick. I said, no, I'm going with God.
It's a good thing you go with God, because living in Winnipeg, it can get cold here in the winter.
People, if I had a postcard, I will show you. Those postcards that we used to get in Jamaica, where people send you a postcard from I used to get postcard from Canada, like not really me, but my grandfather, my father, because my aunt and cousin lived in Canada, lived, because she died. They lived in Canada.
You want me to talk? Uh-oh. She's choking. Well, going back to what she talked about, I'm going to give my opinion here on something. I'm going to get opinionated. She was talking about the Columbine school shooting. And, are you okay? This can only happen on It's Raw. The Columbine school shooting, and I'm going to give my opinion on it. There's been lots of them happening. They've happened in Canada, happened in the U.S., happened in Europe. And I think of one thing every time it happens. You took God out of the schools. You took prayer out of the schools. You took God out of the schools. I remember when we went to school, we used to say the Lord's Prayer. We used to pray before class. We used to sing the national anthem. we've taken God out of the schools. And when you take God out of the schools, you take out right and wrong. Anybody can do whatever they want now, including take a gun to school and shoot it up. And so, my opinion, but you take God out of the schools, this is what you're going to get. Are you okay now? You still want to... Oh. She's having issues. But you know what the good thing is? It's time to close the show. So it looks like I'm going to close the show. Charmaine's going to wave because she wants to empty your mouth. Yeah, well, we'll put some commercial. Oh, you're going to talk now? No. You sound like a Scooby-Doo show. What? Oh, you want me to do the commercials? Oh, I get it. Okay. Charmaine is a registered, licensed psychotherapist. This is almost like charades. And she has her own show that's on YouTube and Tumblr and all kinds of places called Mental Health, A Holistic Impact. I know you don't want me to talk about this, but I might as well continue with it. And that's a great show. You want me to continue talking about It's Raw? About It's Raw. And it's going to be on every Wednesday night at 6:30 Central Time. That's when we will open it up again. We put them on, we schedule them to be released then. If you want to watch other shows, this is the first one, but if you want to watch other shows, you can go on It's Raw on YouTube. We also have Simplify that I do from a biblical pastoral perspective. And again, we just taped the first show today, so it'll go out the first week in March. And so we'll have 3 shows going, one with you, one with me, and then this one where the tomfoolery begins. So anyway, thank you for watching. Is there anything else you want to say or mumble? 3 words? I'm blessed. We're blessed. We are blessed. Is that what you want me to say? Next time we'll oh, you want to see? Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is our dog right here. This is Softy. And if you could touch Softy, you would see why we call her Softy. And she's a little sweetheart. And she's our little pride and joy here. She'll bark up the neighborhood, drive us crazy, but that's what you get with her. Just love and affection. Oh, now we're being told to call it quits. Why don't you say goodbye, Softy? Here, you sit here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. We will see you next week. God bless. Have a great week. Bye for now.
Esteemed, a YouTube and Rumble channel with multiple playlists. Mental Health, A Holistic Impact with host Charmaine Brown, a licensed registered psychotherapist discussing mental health in everyday life through experiences and the Raymond family saga. It's Raw with hosts Charmaine Brown and Michael Clark chatting about anything and everything that comes into our minds and out into the atmosphere. Simplify with host Pastor Michael Clark, bringing your faith and walk with God down to simple truths.